These, the Michigan Zergs. Not finding the late game success they're hoping for. Here we are. Let me introduce. In the bottom left, another University of Michigan Wolverines Zerg player. We have... Lose Terran. Lose the... And on the other side, another Protoss, and another questionable wall-off on Inside and Out. It's a running trend. Yuri! MM. Not sure what the M's are for. Afraid to ask. With the two Nexus, 2 Pylon opener against a pull first, so we'll see how it goes. I'm not sure where the probe is going. All right. Well, let's get. So I asked these players. You know what? In fact, that'll be time fill for game 2, because game 1 might be very short. I'm not sure what he's doing over here. Yuri has no gateway. He's building a forge. There are zealots. He's just going into the... Lose there and over here. Not abiding by the no-rush 10-minute rule that most players seem to think we had. Instead, just kind of attacking, and unfortunately with no wall and no cannon, he's just... Okay, alright. 8 Zerglings. The cannon's fit. He's just gonna give up on that, which is a little bit of a lack of ambition. Well, you probably gave up on that ambition when you failed to become an art major, eh? So, instead, going for the safe choice... But trust me, Yuri, he built, yeah, it's not great. That's a nice wall off there, but if the Zerglings kill all 3 pylons, it doesn't, or just the cannon, it really, in general, it just doesn't, the trust is waning quickly here. Yeah, while he has that 1 cannon, it's not in a particularly great spot. I don't even know if it covers the entire Nexus. It definitely doesn't cover the gas. So... Behind this, Luz is getting, he's got... Well... The only hope right now is Rand takes over, but I don't think that's gonna happen. The cheese wheel turns as it does. That's the saying. You're getting the gateway. The cannon's actually picking up a lot more kills than you'd expect. Which is more than 0. Alright. Oh god. Well, somehow, I guess we should have trusted. The game will go on. Though, this was not by any means an all-in from Luz Theron here. as he does have 40 drones, 3 bases, a roach warren, spore crawlers, which is very optimistic for someone who just finished a gateway. So overall, as long as he doesn't let this game go another 38 minutes, I think we're okay. I think this is very favorable for the Wolverine. But I think we do have time to talk about these players' favorite units. Let me first... Luz Theron says his favorite pro player is Raynor. A bold and strong choice. And the unit that should be nerfed is the carrier. And he adds, by the way, not just says carrier, but what does it actually add? No one wins when carriers are built. Maybe tell your teammates that. Slows down the game, has minimal micro potential. Only really, quote, needed for Micro versus Viper Lurker. But Tempests are more interesting. Way too easy to use for how hard they are to counter. So speaking for the Michigan Zergs, we have Luz Theron with strong thoughts on the carrier. Let's see, I don't know if Yuri sent in anything. Michigan State, they don't teach you very much about, you know, reading or writing in general there. From just anecdotal experience, but... yes, speaking of carriers, Yuri with... Yeah, Yuri did not send in anything. Yeah, Fleet Beacon. Proxy Stargate. So, here we go. If Luz Theron loses this match, then I may just call the match for Michigan State. We might just end it there. As there's no recovering from this. If he manages... I know he's not a fan of the carrier. And maybe Yuri knows that as well, but if he manages to lose from this position, then... Well, there are 24 roaches, speed is done, 1-1's about to be done, 1 carrier is not... can barely counter a spore crawler, so... 3, I don't know, 2 zealots and a stalker. We'll see. There goes the shield battery. Well, that's probably GG, well said. But is it GG, though? Alright, we're playing him out. Leave. He spoke into his computer! Leave game! So it appears having no units and no wall against Zerglings is not a good long-term or short-term strategy. Which, who knew? Alright, well, we'll see if Yuri comes up with something, a little bit more unit-oriented in Game 2. In the last 3 series now, Inside and Out has been a random Zerg rush, essentially winning or putting the Michigan player way ahead. And then the next 2 games, well, we haven't seen that in this series yet, but in the next 2 games, the Michigan State player figuring out how to actually wall off and then turtling the 200 supply of Protoss. So... Away we go. We'll lose there and break the curse. Fury says, let's go! Luce Theron says, ready. Just to give you the accurate update. Is he? Oh my god. I love it. Making up for some lost time. Yuri. The strong start. Lewis Theron, not putting his start in words, but in deeds. 12 pool. Gate Forge. No wall, though. Very, very important to note. No wall. And if you don't wall, well, then the Zerglings can get in. And if the Zerglings get in, apparently it's not quite the end of the game. Is he half cannon? Like, either way, the counter to all this shenanigans is simply hitting him in the face with Zerglings. So, here we go. Will we turn around? Okay. Yuri. I'm not convinced Yuri is... Well, he does turn around. I'm not... Like... I think at this point you just let him finish the pylons. That's 500 minerals of pylons. And there goes the probe. Unfortunately, you can't overcharge those pylons anymore. Unlike the good old days. So, the Zerglings... Yeah, I mean... Maybe he doesn't need all the Zerglings here, but at this point... Ah, yes, but that was just the first wave. Another probe. I don't know if he remembers the probe, but... We'll see. The Zerglings are coming across. There is a cannon. Battery on the way. The cannon is not in an incredible spot. Gateway. Yeah, without the shield battery, well, there's a cannon. Oh, here we go. Alright. The cannon doesn't... Oh, he's probe blocking. Well, that's in range of one. The shield battery's helping a bit. He may just lose, though. Now, hold position. Not perfect here, but... Like... Obviously, losing any probes is not ideal. That's something you try to mineral walk is not... Alright, so yeah, he's not building anything. He could build an adept. Well, the Zerglings can out DPS a probe because they're Zerglings. Now, he will clean up the Lings. He's down to 10 probes, which is not ideal. And by that I mean, it's not quite as bad as the last game. But not quite. It's still really, really, really bad. It's still incredibly bad. So... Well, he did successfully block the third, which will certainly make Luz Theron mildly annoyed. Unless he just decides to take the other third anyways. But just kill the pilot. The probe's still there. I don't know if he'll search it out. Probes have been quite an enemy in this series. A zealot, yeah, those rocks. Yuri will successfully get at least one kill in this series with his units. Now, the defenses consist of that cannon battery and a zealot at the wall. And now 2 more stalkers. 69, well, and counting supply. Well, this does seem bad. Well, it looks like the roaches will get in. The shield battery. Under attack. The cannon doing a surprising amount of damage, but not remotely close to enough. And it looks like this series will end as unceremoniously as it started. And Michigan puts one back on the board. Bit of a consolation prize this time around. Yikes. Our next match, I think, is going to take a bit of a preface. Because we have, of course, for our high diamond match, our Terrans. We have Sparkle Hands, who's been running the event for U of M and inviting me to lobbies and such. And then we have the alumni, Crimson. So, first, I want to... First, I want to introduce our players, because these are our only Terrans. They're both high diamond. First is Crimson. And I want to just give you an idea of how you know they're Terrans. Okay, so here's what everybody else wrote. These are the only 2 Terrans for reference. We got Ray Boy, Showtime, I like Hero over here. Let's look down here. We got Emaps, I like Funny Protoss Man Harstem. Okay, you Widowmines can go die. Like lose there. I don't like carriers. Meanwhile, Sparkle Hands has an edited video that we will be watching, and here's Crimson, who has given us an itemized list of responses. His historic favorite player is Nada in Brood War and Tasia in SC2, but his modern favorite player is Hero. In balance, he thinks the game is in a decent spot, but Brood and Festers should be more visible while moving on creep. And Ghosts are really powerful at the pro level, but hard to find many players that can properly abuse them. A nerf to Ghosts may balance out pro play. Maru, Clem, top tier TVZers may disproportionately affect Terrans at all skill levels. A further discussion may be necessary as to how lower levels deal with more gimmick units like the Disruptor, platter below, or high-value units like the Bailey and low tiers gold as well. Extra, he's played Warcraft 3 since he was 4, and still suck. And StarCraft has shitty wrists after nearly 20 years of hardcore gaming and drumline. Still very upset at Blizzard making 12-worker starts and making 4-player maps unplayable as a result, which I would not say is why 4-player maps is unplayable. It's because Protoss exists, and is clueless in any non-Blizzard RTS. And you might be like, well, he's a Terran. What is the other Terran gonna do to one-up him here? Because, of course. So, can you tell? The only argument for why this shouldn't have been a notepad file. I'm still confused as to why it is, but But, no, that's not it. On the other side, Sparkle Hands did not send in a particularly dramatic. He didn't write an essay for us. But instead, what he did, Sparkle Hands sent us a video. I'm sorry, I did a... So, I think one-upping even Crimson here. Somehow. These Terrans. The video is titled, Disruptors are a fun unit. Though I'm not entirely sure that's the vibe I get from it. We see Sparkle Hands pictured in blue, in Terran, in this video. This video is starring Sparkle Hands. Your anime protagonist. Yes, it's his own replays. He actually plays. I'm loving this Protoss highlight reel. So, that was a response to what unit do you think should be nerfed? So, in case, I don't know if the Terrans felt like they had to live up to the Terran stereotype of getting to high diamond and acting like and then writing a thesis about how the game should get better, but coming through strong on both teams. And of course, well, it's time. Now we see, when pit against one another, who comes out on top. And this, well, has the opportunity to tie things up for U of M, or put it out of reach, as there's only one match after this, our Masters Protoss versus Protoss. So, either we're tied up, going into best of 7, we're going to play all the matches either way, but it's a matter of bragging rights. Let me introduce the only Terran for the University of Michigan Wolverines in this high diamond match, Sparkle Hands. And on the other side, the former team captain for Michigan State recently graduated, but, I mean, we had to find a Terran. And also, I have no problem with some alumni joining. Good to keep people going. Though I do have a problem with his strategy, maybe. But we'll get to that. It's Crimson.
Automatically relaying, thanks.
Gavin Lawless touring for 12 months. Good Wolverines.
Uh-huh. An interesting positioning. For any amount of barracks, let alone 3. Sparkle Hands, taking a look around, seeing a suspicious... You can't actually afford 3 Rags Reaper with a... What are you doing? Where are you going? No, come back. No. Well, I guess he knows that. Now, the question is, oh, what? Tech Labs? It's in-base proxy marauder. Wow. Wow, I underestimated and overestimated, but mostly underestimated the commitment, and, well, he's gonna see this. Unfortunately, a bit of a supply block is not an ideal part. The bunker's not gonna be particularly helpful here. Oh, wow. The thing is, wait. If he rallies the Marauders there, can they get out? They can. Okay, he's going in. Oh, anyways, well. Okay. Like, I can't even make fun of him for this one. Like, this is, wow.
Who does that?
Jeez. Shout out to Uthermal for doing this a lot during his Marine Medevac to GM series. Ah, yes. Well-known Marine Medevac to GM strategy, proxying Marauders. Definitely a big part of any of those words. Alright, the Widow Mine doesn't have quite enough range to hit the Marauders. The SCVs, the boys are pulled. Yeah, and Marine Medevac to GM is also called playing Terran. Pro tip. Well, the boys... And another Marauder just walked in. He's kiting back. In fact, overall, well... Another Marauder... There's still Marauders coming out of here. He's killing some more SCVs. It's not over yet. This Marauder getting a little distracted, going for the mineral line. He can maybe target some more SCVs. Misfiring a bit. He doesn't... Well, he's still building Marauders. He's floating the racks away now. So it ends with them. Nope, you can't come with us. Nope, guys. Uh-oh. Oh, well. Well, those Marauders not happy about that. It looked like the Marauders would come back in and find a little more damage. Oh! Sparkle Hands! He sees a tech lab, he takes a tech lab. Oh, what a play. Oh, Sparkle Hands. No hesitation on that. Immediate opportunity. And there goes the vision and the tech lab will start a cyclone. The tech lab, whatever it's attached to, all right? Like, they're contractors. Crimson with the double command center follow-up is somewhat optimistic. But he does have 3 barracks floating home now. So we're off to quite a start as... Yeah, both sides have 3 command centers. So... Well... there is no decisive... Actually, yes, I think Sparkle Hands is in a much better position because he can build units. Gonna build some more tech labs, but Crimson does have 3cc quicker, but you can only mine so much from one base, so... The thing is, going for the mag field cyclones is not gonna be particularly great. I guess it's fine, but it's not incredible. I think this is more of a, well, I have the tech lab, so... More than anything else, it's a whether I could as opposed to whether I should. Crimson is now just gonna spiral into a full-on bio build and kind of, I think, try to ignore the awkward start to this game. Honestly, he did a lot of damage. If those last two Marauders hadn't just stared longingly into the distance and instead targeted down a few more SCVs, I think he could be in a even or winning position. But overall, Sparkle Hands with, you know, tech and his natural is gonna have a lead. Well, are we going bio? No, he's getting factories. We're going bio and Mac. Oh, Hellion micros to deal with it. There's a sensor tower on this edge. And honestly, they both look quite competent in putting together their economies, their armies. There's no real chance of... Oh, except until this moment, when I saw he was building Cloaked Banshees, which is a incredibly confusing twist on all this. Feels like a very weird timing for Cloaked Banshees, especially with 2 engineering base. He was just trying to bait out this scan. Okay, and then he's gonna cancel Cloak and go sit on a reactor like a normie. The counter scan. He's gonna see at least 2 factories. He already knows there's a third. So he knows it's mech. Blue Flame on the way. Neither side really investing in those upgrades. They may have that. If there was one thing I think Diamond players forget most regularly, it's upgrades. Like, they're gonna do 4 out of 5 things. You got your production, you got your economy, you have just your unit composition. But we both forgot upgrades in general. Like, there's 2 engineering bays over here. There's no armory. Okay, well, the Banshee was a bit optimistic. He's trying to finish what some of the Marauders started. He finds the... Oh my god, it's actually gonna do damage. He found the spot where he can hit those mineral lines. Meanwhile, we're fighting. The worker counts are about even. The 3 Cyclone, 3 Raven army is certainly something. Comes an auto turret. The Banshee's still doing an inordinate amount of damage. He gets out of there before the auto turret. A second Banshee. Not that Cloak's gonna help much here. This is, yeah, like, auto turrets against the Marines. He could just, well, the auto turrets are gonna help, but the Marines are fine against the clones. It's a very weird fight. Couple big boy turrets. Sensor tower. 1-1 starts. A Raven building. Yeah, Crimson kind of forgot the medevac part of Marine medevac, but otherwise... Yeah, 3 more racks. No, wait, is that a factory? A starport and 2 more... Shoring up the production on the other side. We got 2 armories done now, though haven't started off the upgrade yet. How many factories? Oh my, 5 factories. Yeah, 1-1 starts. A bunch of blue flame Hellions. There's 35 SCVs mining from the natural. That's about half the economy if you include the gas here. This could be disastrous if Sparkle hits the right timing. And it looks like he will. A scan, stims in, scrambles one tank. There's still more. A bit of an awkward angle here. Running the SCVs away. Sparklehands is microing on the other side to kill the SCVs. He's not looking at the army, but I think the army is going to do just fine on its own. The siege tanks will siege 24 SCVs down. And just like that, Crimson's supply is cut in half. Oh, SCVs up against Blue Flame Hellions is not the most fair fight. Alright. Oh no, the Banshee! There's actually no other anti-air. There's literally nothing. This one Banshee survives. There's not even an auto turret. Okay, he finished one. He has one auto turret. He uses it. The Banshee will die. Otherwise, there was no other anti-air. Unfortunately, though, Crimson lost 40 SCVs. Oh my god. Sparkle Hands will pretend like he wasn't banking 3,000 minerals and build 3 command centers, 2 starports, a fusion core, a planetary fortress, and another round of production. It looks like he wants to go towards the battle cruisers as well. Well, 152 Crimson with a desperate attack ends up not being enough. +2 on the way for the mech player. Yeah, that was bad. That was it's rough. He's got advanced ballistics on the way. 4 tanks at a time. Still, the first medevac is just now coming out. While the Banshees did good with... Oh, that's way too many tanks. Oh, he's super dead. The stim. Yeah, that army. Even the Hellbats making it look the other way. Sparkle Hands has everything he needs. He's survived the assaults of Crimson. The strategic counterattacks were more than enough. And game 1 will go to the University of Michigan. What a dramatic match. Yeah, but the army value kind of tells the story. Though the Proxy Marauder, a spicy play, it almost worked out. Sparklehand's caught completely off guard, but not off guard enough. He reacted well enough. All right. And away we go. Data C. Last game, General Leslie the Weapon with 13 kills as a siege tank. Reverend Santiago the Forsaken had 9 kills as a Banshee. Not ideal to have a Banshee be your hero unit when you're going bio. Match point for U of M. Is it time for the standard macro plays? I think Crimson is looking for proxies. Though he does seem a bit decisive about moving out here. Are the SCVs still going to meet? These are not the normal pathings. What? Do they see each? I don't think they saw each other. That was the normal one. It was just Crimson took the scenic route. I mean, who suspects cheese more than a cheeser themselves? Crimson wants the 1 Rex expand. Sparkle Hands will have the 2 gas. Pulls a bit off of gas. Going for the tech expand. I think a safe choice. Sparkle Hands showing. He's got a command of the early and the mid game so far. Crimson, definitely a flexible player, but not enough. He did make some good points. Like, I make fun of the Terrans writing essays, but all his points were good. That he made about which unit should be nerfed. And since we have a moment, why don't we get a refresher? Infestor should be more visible while moving on creep. That's actually a surprisingly profound and true statement. Ghosts are powerful, but people suck too much to use them. A common sentiment. A nerf to Ghosts may balance out pro play for Maru and Clem, and that's about it. But the rest of Terrans can suck it. Further discussion may be necessary as to how lower levels deal with more gimmick units like the Disruptor. We saw Sparkle Hand's thoughts on the Disruptor as well. High value units like the Baneling in low tiers. You know, I'm going to push back on the idea that Banelings are a high-value unit at any tier. I will reference the entire rest of this series to start. This entire college match, not this series specifically. That is what I will reference at the lower tiers. It appears these units are actually just... Oh, here we go. The duel to start. Grenades. Good grenades from Crimson, but he does get a Hellion. Micro's back. He's not building anything else. He's got a tech lab there. I don't think that's supposed to be the case. Overall, even. I think Sparkle Hand's got the jump, but with enough Hellion HP, can't risk going up the ramp. There goes that early game option. The starport building a medevac, but that was a bit optimistic. Those rocks, though, are in the way. Third command center. Unfortunately, that third command center going to be delayed by the Reapers jumping in. Who could have expected this? Hellions will take care of them, but it is quite annoying. And it keeps Crimson on the defensive. Meanwhile, Sparkle Hand's still comfortably building SCVs. He's got a Raven, got that Cyclones, 2 Cyclones. Second Raven on the way as well. Just a very solid defensive opener. And he's got a third command center on the way. So early lead goes to the U of M player. Now, a bit of a lackluster, but not insignificant drop. I know those statements are somewhat contradictory, but we got 2 Hellions and 2 Marines and a medevac, which is about all he can put together. So, if he manages to get 5 or 6 SCVs and get out, then maybe. But if he ends up losing too much of this, especially the medevac, I think the medevac's on screen right now as well. Boost it in, right into the mineral line. Yeah. Those are my thoughts. It looks very pretty. That's always a... when it goes so bad, you feel the need to comment on it in chat. He probably could have killed 5 or 6 more, but even then, it was still a bit questionable. Sparkle Hands focused on his macro. I'm sure he agrees. But no reason to waste time saying so. I just want to give the extra shout out to Sparkle Hands for hosting the games tonight. He's been the one setting up the lobbies, of course. As you can tell, he's quite a prepared player, and inviting me to minimize downtime, because that is always the struggle with doing it live, is getting the players to show up. So he's been the one who's been, well, in this series as well, making sure the games are as quick as possible. Sparkle with 1-1. He's got his 5 racks set. I mean, it looks good. He's got everything going for him. Crimson, on the other hand, is filling in the blanks. But he's lacking in production. He's only got +1 on the way. He doesn't have any medevacs, but he's building a couple now. I invested in the Vikings instead, which can help. But it comes down to the Raven control then. Crimson isn't out of this yet. I don't know if he's expecting another... He saw multiple medevacs. We'll see. He picks up, and he's heading, it looks like, towards the main, but Sparkle Hands, right on the edge of his sensor tower, slamming down the turret. Smartly done. And he picks up. Sparkle a little bit more direct about it. That double turret. Is he going to turn around? Oh, he's committed now. The double drop into the main. He's going to finish what he started. And actually, those SCVs were not repaired. He's going to lose a bunch of them. The rest of the army's out on the map. The auto turrets will save the day for now. Crimson microing across. No, we've seen this story before. The attempted siege. Sparkle Hands. Okay, he absorbs the attack. 15 SCVs down. Not ideal. Oh, there's 2 turrets over there. Deja vu. And this one, actually, Crimson gonna deal with relatively easily. Even guns down the medevac, gets the Marines. And Crimson, despite a bloody exchange there, okay, despite the struggles, overall, we even things out, as both players will add on a bunch of production. And, I mean, like, there was nothing to really force those medevacs to do damage, but here we are. Overall, Crimson definitely behind in workers and upgrades and supply. He has 2 less tanks, he has 5 less Marines, he has 5 more Vikings, which is not a ton in this stage of the game, but is something. I had to come up with something. Sparkle with another 2 medevacs out on the map. Oh, the siege up. Not taking the risk. The Vikings a bit ambitious. The tanks, though, gonna give them cover. Taking a 4th base throughout this. Crimson staying active. Sparkle Hands is nearly maxed out. He just finished 2-2, starts 3-3 immediately. He's already got +1 mech. He's got the army. He just needs the position now. Oh, I don't know about this one. That's not the angle Crimson is looking for. His Marines are splattered to the sky. His army is obliterated. His medevacs are chased down. His Vikings are gone. Oh, he was looking for an opportunity. He thought he saw an opening there, but Sparkle Hands waved his sparkle hands and backhanded him out of the game. I was trying to come up with something more clever than that, but he hands him a defeat. There, a sparkly one at that. Crimson? No. We're going to match point. Sparkle Hands with a commanding victory. And he ties it up 3-3. All right. I will say some very solid Terran from Sparkle Hands. But now for the ultimate battle, the final battle. One more poll. It's Protoss versus Protoss. It's going to be Fish versus Robin. Robin is your U of M player. Oftentimes, birds are found superior to fish, but robins I don't think are as predatory as some other birds. And also, in-game, it's actually Xiaomo is his name. So, here we go. It's been 6 arduous, exciting, dramatic, confusing best of 3s. The University of Michigan Wolverines have taken 3. The Michigan State Spartans have taken 3. Now they put their best MMRs forward. 2 brave Protoss venture in to the arena. Only one will emerge victorious.